Some local casinos are back open this week. Is it safe, or are people gambling with their lives? Zach has the story.
And with college sports in question, so are their financials. Noel tells us about it in sports.
And Carol Baskin is back, but not for the hit show Tiger King. More from Bernice in entertainment.
And we have a long holiday weekend ahead, but some slight changes could make a big impact on our forecast. Ben has the latest in weather. Newscene starts now.
Hi, I'm Jesus Lopez. Welcome to this edition of Newscene. As the stay-at-home orders remain in place, Newscene continues to work remotely, but our commitment to bringing you the news of the week remains as strong as ever.
We start tonight with great news for many of San Diego's businesses and workers. Restaurants and retailers all over the county now have permission to open back up. Restaurants can now offer dine-in service and stores can allow customers to enter the building. But all of this comes with restrictions. All businesses opening up must comply with mask requirements and safe distance plans for customers.
And San Diego County continues to move forward through its formal reopening process. The county submitted an application to move further into phase 2. The county COVID-19 response team also sent Governor Newsom a pilot program plan for phase 3. If approved, it would allow for reopening of gyms and salons. But the California Department of Public Health and the governor's office still has to approve it. That could take up to several weeks.
And patrons of businesses are having mixed feelings about returning to life outside their homes, at least for now. Restaurants and retail stores have been making efforts to help customers feel safe enough to return. But while some people are relieved to get out and about, others have too much anxiety about possible COVID-19 exposure. As it stands, San Diego County has 241 deaths and 6,315 diagnosed cases as of last night.
And it's not just restaurants and retail opening up. Some of San Diego's biggest casinos are back in business this week. Zach, tell us more.
Governor Gavin Newsom has urged tribal leaders to reconsider opening their casinos. But 5 San Diego casinos are rolling the dice. Viejas, Jamul, Sequan, Valley View, and Harrah's Resort reopened to the public this week. But not everything is completely back to normal. A majority of the casinos are requiring temperature checks at the door and social distancing. They are also restricting certain games and activities and adopting rigorous cleaning routines. Sequan in particular has decided to up their cleaning game, partnering with a San Diego-based cleaning company. TrueClean uses a special disinfectant that coats surfaces and has been tested to work against the coronavirus.
The invisible coating is like a Scotch guard that contains microscopic needles, and as soon as a microbe touches the coating, it gets pierced instantly and the microbe is eliminated. This technology, such as antimicrobial coatings, has been used widely internationally, and it's registered as a long-term medical-grade disinfectant that is very effective against coronavirus.
Jamul and Viejas are also implementing new cleaning precautions, sourcing other similar cleaning companies. But regardless of the extra precautions being taken, local health officials are still concerned about casinos jumping the gun. Deputy Health Officer Dr. Wilma Wooten expressed her concerns about the reopenings.
Opening up casinos will cause a risk to our public's health. That is very clear. It creates gathering of individuals. But again, we do not agree with the reopening. I think I cannot be more clear than that. And we will work through CDC to determine if we can address the issue further to prevent the openings on May 18th.
And as for the other casinos in San Diego, Pechanga plans to open in early June, while Barona has yet to set a date. That's all I have for you tonight. Back to you, Jesus and Christina.
Thanks, Zach. And earlier today, President Trump announced that churches and other houses of worship are now considered essential. Trump called on all governors to allow them to reopen this weekend despite the continuing threat of coronavirus. Trump also said if the governors don't abide by his request, he will override them. The CDC has already prepared reopening guidelines for churches and other houses of worship weeks before today.
Even with a plan to safely reopen in the fall, the San Diego Unified School District says it may not be able to afford it. Governor Newsom's current budget proposal cuts $7 billion from schools. District officials say that means it cannot hire staff needed or buy face masks. San Diego Unified is currently scheduled to start the next school year on August 31st.
And it's not just K through 12 facing uncertainty about the fall. SDSU is trying to find a temporary home for its football team. Noelle, fill us in.
Thanks, Jesus and Christina. While more college sports are being put on hold or canceled, the financial damage of it all is becoming very clear. College athletic departments have lost millions of dollars already, with spring sports being cut short and NCAA tournaments being canceled.
If football is canceled in the fall, another $4 billion collectively can be added to the total loss for 65 of the Power 5 schools. On average, each of those schools would lose $62 million in revenue. Most of that comes from ticket sales. In response, many athletic programs have announced cost-saving strategies, and unfortunately, some smaller athletic programs are being forced to cut non-revenue sports like golf and lacrosse.
And in other college football news, it looks like the Aztec football team may be searching for another home.
SDSU's lease at SDCCU Stadium expires after the 2020 football season. SDSU's Director of Athletics, John David Wicker, has expressed interest in exploring other locations for home games. The San Diego Stadium option seats only about 6,000 people. That's only 25% of the average home game attendance. The team has broadened their search to as far north as Carson's Dignity Health Sports Park, which is where the Chargers played their last 3 seasons since leaving San Diego.
And finally tonight, we have 2 awesome San Diego sports heroes gracing our screens with videos gone viral.
You are resilient and creative. There is no pandemic big enough to quiet your voice or silence your passion. We can't wait to see what you do with this opportunity to truly shine. Congratulations, seniors.
This week, Ty France, third baseman for the San Diego Padres, teamed up with San Diego County Office of Education to spread well wishes to graduating seniors. He told students that it's okay to be upset by what's happening, and even as athletes, he and his team go through adversities and make it out all right.
And not to be outdone, we have the incredible 48-year-old San Diego native Tony Hawk landing a 900. Check it out. Wow, I hope I'll still be that active at 48. That's all I've got for you, Jesus and Christina. Back to you.
Thanks, Noelle. Actress Lachlan and her husband have agreed to plead guilty to conspiracy charges in connection with the college admission scandal. Lachlan agreed to 2 months in prison and a $150,000 fine. She also accepted 2 years of supervised release with 100 hours of community service. Her husband agreed to a heavier sentence due to his greater involvement in the case.
In other news, I hear The Voice has announced its winner this week. What can you tell us about it, Bernice?
Thanks, Sisters and Christina. We start tonight with the Netflix show 13 Reasons Why. It has just announced the release of its 4th and final season. The series brings awareness to sensitive topics like suicide, rape, mental illness, and bullying. The show is expected to premiere on June 5th. If you or someone you know may be struggling with suicidal thoughts, please call the U.S. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-TALK at any time, day or night. And now writers are working on the script of Legally Blonde 3. Mindy Kaling confirmed the news on Tuesday via Twitter. Mindy Kaling will be collaborating with Dan Gore to write the script. And of course, what we've all wanted to hear, yes, Reese Witherspoon will be taking back her iconic role as Elle Woods. No release date has yet been set. And the stay-at-home orders haven't stopped reality shows from crowning winners. The Voice announced its champion on Tuesday night. The season 8 winner Todd Tillman had a very non-traditional experience. For the first time due to COVID-19, the winner was revealed virtually. However, the celebration was still amazing because the winner celebrated at home next to his family. Congrats! And finally, tonight, one famous Netflix star from the documentary Tiger King is keeping busy during quarantine. Carol Baskins is back, but this time she's making and selling face masks. There are 2 face masks featuring cat-inspired prints and her famous catchphrases. The face masks are reusable and are selling for $11. That is all the time I have for today. This is Bernice Chavez reporting from Tijuana, Mexico. Back to you, Jesus and Christina.
Thanks, Bernice. As summer heats up, where are we going to cool down? Noel has some ideas. Take it, Noel.
With summer months coming, San Diego residents would normally go to cooling centers to escape the heat. But with the coronavirus pandemic still looming, these spots are no longer the safe havens they used to be.
Our summers can get up to 90s, 100s, and that heat can be very, very dangerous to the health, particularly of senior citizens, if you're out in the heat too long.
Many officials are scrambling to help residents stay cool and safe during the coronavirus pandemic. With libraries, recreation centers, and indoor malls closed due to COVID-19, officials have started to get creative. Local officials in Phoenix are looking into renting hotel rooms for the homeless. New York City is planning on lowering the cost of electricity so people can afford to run their AC. And in Austin, Texas, government officials are planning to dispatch AC units on public metro buses and making them mobile cooling centers. Recently, Los Angeles County opened 8 cooling centers during a heat advisory. These locations were only open for certain days during the heat wave and for limited hours. If these cooling centers do remain closed, there are many things we as San Diegans can do to stay cool this summer. First off, San Diego County has partnered with SDG&E to provide free electric fans to seniors living on limited income. For those that are able to run water from a hose, sprinklers at Lowe's are as cheap as $9. A kiddie pool like this are also available for under $10 at Walmart. Staying in the shade and making sure to slow down are also options to keep cool and avoid the risk of heat stroke. Check out San Diego County's website for tips on how to beat the heat and stay safe during these hot times. I'm Noelle Mortensen, reporting for Newscene.
Thanks, Noel. Those cooling zones may be exactly what we need this week. Ben, what can you tell us?
Thanks, Jesus and Christina. Right now, we're looking at partly cloudy weather that's going to ease up and away by tomorrow. We're also looking at steady, even temperatures along our coast and expect summer weather over the coming days. Now for our current temperatures along the coast, we're seeing an average of 59 degrees with some clouds. The inland and mountain regions start to ease up on the clouds and have an average of 56 and 49 degrees respectively. As for the desert, nothing but clear skies and sitting at around 66 degrees. Now, for our national forecast, California is looking nice and dry with low pressure along our border with Nevada. Just above us, in Nevada, Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, the area covered in blue, we've got mixed rain and more low pressure. Just below that, in the area marked in gray, a fire warning has been sent out. So for those who know anybody in that area, let them know to stay safe. To the right of that, jumping over New Mexico, we see absolute chaos. Green, yellow, and red overlapping, meaning thunderstorms and possible flooding. Yikes. And rain absolutely covers the eastern half of the United States. Now, as for tonight's temperatures, we see along the coast a steady 60 degrees all along there and dipping into the mid-50s as we move further inland. And in mountains, we're seeing a mid-40s range. And finally, for our 5 days forecast, we're going to see a steady rise in temperatures over the week. Saturday, we're looking at 69 degrees for our high and 60 degrees for our low, with partial clouds on that day and no more clouds for the rest of the week. Sunday, 73 degrees for our high and 61 for our low. Monday, we're looking at a high of 76 and a low of 63. Tuesday, a high of 80, the highest for the week, and a low of 64 degrees. And Wednesday, it gets knocked down a peg, 79 degrees and 65 for our low. Now, that's all I've got for weather. Back to you, Jesus and Christina.
Thanks, Ben. And finally, are you ready for a cuteness overload? Pygmy hippos may be endangered in the wild, but a new baby is thriving at the San Diego Zoo. Mabel, a 4-year-old Pygmy hippopotamus, gave birth to her very first calf. It's the zoo's first successful Pygmy hippo birth in more than 30 years. Zookeepers say the baby hippo, who was actually born back in April, will join Mama on the exhibit in another month. Hopefully, we'll have the name for the baby. Hopefully they name it after me.
What a cute baby. I can't wait to hear the name that they decide on. And speaking of names, today was supposed to be commencement day at San Diego City College. Because of the pandemic, the students couldn't hear their names called as they crossed the stage. But we want to celebrate their milestone. Congratulations to our class of 2020. That includes our very own Newscene grad, Isaac Limon. Remember to follow SD City Newscene on social media. Good night.